Are live.
Hey, welcome back on a Monday. It's New Leaf News presents the Legends Clubhouse. I am Bobby Caboose. As always, it's Monday Night Lawson. What's going on, man?
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, everybody? We hope you had a wonderful weekend. The weekend was filled with sports, entertainment. For people that were like Rockville and stuff in Daytona, I hope you guys are having a fucking hell of a time. And there was no backyard brawls or any shit that was going on there. Cause I've seen some videos, and to the concerts that I've been to, them crowd surfing can go crazy.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Dude, there was this
Really-
side story. There one of the first concert that I ever went to in 2019, before the world shut down. Me and some boys, we went to Posty Fest, Post Malone's, at the time it was like an annual event at
yeah.
AT&T Stadium. There was this one girl, she was crowd surfing, and she gets right past like me and my clique. Right when we handed her off, we heard, "Oh!" And we turn, she fell on like the 8 people that right when we passed her over. It was because we look over and there's just a mosh pit of everyone just laying on the fucking ground.
Dude,
It was
so
so funny.
my friend was at a Cyndi Lauper concert. Do you know who Cyndi Lauper is?
Yeah.
Okay. She was at a Cyndi Lauper concert, and she's walking down the pavilion to her seat, and her sister was like, behind her trying to find her,
Mm.
right? And like, so she like kind of stood up, and she was looking at it, and she was like yelling at her sister, like to, fucking Cyndi Lauper stops her concert, dude, and she looks at her and she's like, "Can I help you find someone?"
That's
She's like, "Yeah, my
awesome.
sister."
That's so
And
funny.
she fucking and she's got it all on video too. It's pretty funny and like
Yeah.
she's like her sister my friend's got 2 beers in her hand. She's like Cyndi Lauper was like, "Cheers, enjoy your drinks," and she's like, "What's your sister's name?" And she screams it. So she said it on the microphone. Your sister's down here.
That's fucking awesome.
It
And
was funny, man.
uh, uh
But yeah, it's
continue.
cool that she's got the video too.
Dude, that is fucking sick. And then this other time, me and my mom, we went to a 3 Days Grace concert, right? And
Yeah.
me, if I go to a concert, I'm damn near barricade riding. I'm as close as I fucking can. It's just dope. We're in like the general admission, so we're like in the pits and stuff. So we're sitting there
Yeah.
chilling, and these 4 girls, they were. 3 of them were older because it's 3 Days Grace, older dad rock band, and then there was
Yeah.
this younger than them. She like I'm a tall dude, you're tall. She was like this. She
Mhm.
was like maybe 4'9" on a good day wearing stilts. Like she was
Damn.
just well, probably not that small, but she was fucking maybe 5'2". Like my mom's 5'5". She was way shorter than her, and then
She
so
can't even get on rides at Cedar Point.
dude, for real. And so they were saying, "Oh, whenever crowd surfers are coming this way, can you pass them back? Because she's itty bitty and it's her first like rock concert." And she's like, "Uh, can the mosh like stop here?" So like there were some times where I'd have to get my fucking Trent Williams stance and just fucking and yeah, I'd have to get my
Your offensive line.
dude, and I had to be like the wall because it's like I'm here, my mom's right next to me, and the women were like right 2 of them were like right behind us and stuff, right? And so well there were 4 total. This is where the shit gets crazy. So one of them goes to get fucking drinks, right? They come back, 3 Days Grace is doing their fucking shit, right? Um, great show, by the way. They come, she, went in a live concert. It's, once you leave, your general standing spot, you damn near ain't getting back there unless you just do
Yeah.
this and walk straight and just start elbowing people, just throwing bows.
Right.
The girl gets back to us with drinks. I guess the girl behind her was like, "You weren't fucking up here." And so then they start yelling, and then a fucking fight just starts breaking out. And my mom like took a step to try and break it up, and I grabbed her. Like, no, 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 you are not breaking this up. The little 5 foot nothing girl, she's just looking around, and she just fucking locked eyes with me, and dude, she was giving me like the I'm about to die, help me. So she just ran over and just grabbed me, and I was like, I will shield you, you. She was
Killed you.
dude, she legit just ran up and just held me, and I'm like, I don't. Okay, let's get between the small person and the fucking fight that's going on. And these bitches were throwing hands, dude, hair in each
Oh,
hand, fucking just
dude.
throwing fists, and it was so funny because once again, the amount of terror that was in that little girl's eyes. Like I said, she was maybe 5 feet tall. She was just like, "Help me!" She, did she fucking split her over
Oh,
and just
dude, too
latched
funny.
on and right after they fucking split up. Security comes, all that stuff. I'm like, are you good? Cause like she's just like, help me.
Yeah, dude, that's too funny, man. I went to me and my brother went to a Jay-Z concert
Yeah.
when he came out with the Black album and he was supposed to like retire and all this shit. So
Hmm.
you know, everyone thought it was going to be his last tour, so we got tickets to him and Mary J. Blige, right?
Hmm.
And we're there at the venue and dude, so like you know obviously we're the minority, you know, just like two white dudes, we're in the minority
Right.
there. And my brother had to go to the bathroom, so like he, you know, he went and I was waiting outside the bathroom against the wall next, you know, waiting for him. Dude, I had to have probably at least five people come up to me and ask me where their seats were because they thought I worked there. And
That's
I'm like,
too fucking funny.
and I got a fucking Rockaware polo on. Like, I'm like, dude, like, you know, what the fuck, dude?
I don't
Like,
fucking know where y'all
it was
seats are.
funny though.
That is
I was like,
hilarious.
dude, I don't fucking work here. Like,
Hmm.
I'm here for the concert, man. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Dude, go. Another side story. When we did go to Posty Fest, so it's all of our first time in Dallas, Texas, right? So our because we got like a penthouse or a suite something for like the weekend. It was dope. Um, the place is about an out, maybe 40 minutes away from the fucking venue, right? So none of us have been there. So we thought of a game plan. We're gonna go in on this side. There's a Walmart like damn near right across the street. We're gonna go to the venue. We're gonna come out this way. We're gonna go to Walmart until everything dies down and get like another Uber back, right? So
Yeah,
we go into AT&T Stadium. Show, it was fucking crazy. It was Post Malone, fucking damn near anybody that was hot at the time you could think of, like Ray Sherm. He brought out G-Eazy, Meek Mill, just going crazy, right? We
yeah,
fucking we enter on one side. We go through like the players tunnel when everything's fucking out. You see all like the Dallas Cowboys stuff. We walk out. We're on the other side of the stadium. We're like, there's no fucking Walmart near. None of us have fucking been here. My boy who set it all up is fucking, he's shit faced, crossed, fucking just high out of his mind, right? I'm the only sober one there, and so they're like, well, what the fuck do we? Because there's no Walmart, so our game plan is cooked. So I don't know what possesses. They're like, guys, let's just walk on the sidewalk this way. So we're fucking passing like gas station, little alleyways, and it's me, my boy Zach, Jack, Zach's girl, and his sister, right? And we're all just his girl sister. We're all just walking on like some random sidewalk, and there's side alley streets, and
right, right.
we're walking by, and there's this couple at their car, and they're fucking arguing, and you hear, and you just kind of, oh, what's going on over there? And she like threw the dude's keys at him. And my boy Jack, because we're all walking in a straight line, my boy Zach's leading the charge high as fuck, just walking from wherever the fuck we're going. And then
Yeah.
he fucking, right when we hear like the keys hit whatever they hit, my boy Jack, said, guys, we gotta do something. I said, man, you get your white ass, keep walking, dude. Like, what? We are in Dallas, Bucko. Do you know what happens in Cowboy Town around here? No, dude.
We're Alex.
We walk probably for another 20 minutes. My boy Jack's girl like rolls her ankle, and we're all fucking. There was one Uber for like $200, and so once again we're like an hour away from our fucking spot. So everyone's like, $200 is fucking expensive. They're all talking amongst each other, and then fucking I grab Zach and we just kind of not walk off, but we walk. I'm like, Zach, let's just get the fucking Uber, dude. Cause we're fucking an hour away. All y'all fuckers are shit faced and crossed up. I'm the only one fucking sober here. So yeah, dude, it was just
This
so,
sucks to be the only one sober, dude. Like, there's
bro.
been times where like
Yeah,
I've taken like drinking breaks, like
yeah,
when with my old group of friends,
mm,
and like, dude, like it was like just handling everyone when they're fucking shit faced. I'm like, dude, like I can't
dude.
fucking
The
do this, and I
funny,
would always just bounce early.
dude. One of the funniest parts too was we got the fucking floor, all standing in a spot, right?
Mhm.
Because it was a whole like fucking event. So they had like artists outside, and then you go inside for all that jazz and whatnot. When we were inside, it's on the floor. There's no seats. So
Yeah.
whenever the artist would go in the back, the lights would come up and everyone would sit down. I'm a bigger dude, so I go to sit down. There's motherfuckers all at my ankles, and so my whole clique sits down, and I'm just sitting there chilling, looking around. My boy Zach, who's fucking higher than fucking Eagle Ass, looks up at me with the biggest grin on his face, and so we go to leave it. I'm like, well, what I'm telling him, I'm like, dude, I got fucking D Rose knees. These shits hurt. I stood the whole fucking day, dude. I'm fucking ready to bounce. I'm ready to get the fuck back and get the fucking bed, dude. The fuck you mean? They're all
We were we
yeah.
speaking of like seeing people argue, dude. Like so we were me and Melvin Troy, but like years ago, dude,
Oh
where
god.
we were at a bar. We would go out, every Friday or Saturday or whatever. And we were out one night and the bar was kind of boring, so we were leaving. It was probably about a half hour before it closed, right? So we were leaving, but we didn't quite want to go home yet. So like we were driving around to like different bars, and like what we would do is like we would drive around the parking lot, and like people, coming out
Mhm.
of the bar because it was near closing time, we would roll up on them and roll down the window and fucking Blair, do you smell what the Rock is cooking?
And
And
just
just
take.
fucking just take off. So
That's so
so we
funny.
go we go we actually went, like, I don't know why we did this, but we went to like two or three different bars to
Uh,
do this, right? And we get to one before going home. We get to one, and we pull up to this car. We notice like there's people in the car, right? So we pull up to this car, and we roll down our
go to
windows, and
play
we're
the
like, hey,
shit.
like, can you roll down your window? Roll down their window, and we fucking do it. It's like, do you smell what the Rock is cooking? And just fucking starts his music. And, and the girl lifts her head and she's just bawling her eyes out. And they were in like some kind of like huge fight. And then
Mascara's running.
we just drove off. Like, oops.
Didn't mean to make your situation worse. There was this one time.
And then we went through.
Oh,
We went
continue.
through. I have a plastic alien. He's
Yeah.
about 3 feet tall, right? We
Why do
named
you
him Bibble.
Bibble?
Bibble. So
Quit.
after the Chappelle show,
Yeah, but
uh,
like, why do you have a 3 foot little plastic cigarette? I don't. You know what? Yeah, why do you have it?
um, so
Fuck.
ghosts, man,
Go.
ghosts, shit,
Ghosts.
dude. Oh,
Ooh,
um,
Mondays.
yeah, I was out one night, and I was at somebody's house that I didn't know,
You stole it.
and I did out of a shed, and I had to go pay. I had to go piss. It was like a bonfire, right? I had to go
Yeah.
piss, and so there was the shed, and I walked near the shed to piss, and I looked over and I saw it almost like glowing because it's green and it was dark, like it wasn't like actually glowing, but and I'm like, fuck, dude, this is awesome. So like I fucking took it and put it in my trunk and then went back to the bonfire. Um, and I made like a Facebook and shit with it. It had a Facebook way before I did. Like,
That's hilarious.
I didn't get a Facebook until I started DJing. And but anyway, he had a Facebook prior, and we used to take him places. Like we would take him to a bowling alley and like take pictures of him like bowling, or we would take him to the bar and like he'd be in a booth or on the dance floor. He's been
Yeah.
in a wedding. He's been at a lot of places. And the thing is too, man, like I think we were ahead of our time because like Facebook was like the only, like the biggest social media. We didn't have TikTok, like Instagram. I don't even know was a thing yet.
Mm.
Twitter, I'm not really sure. Twitter might have been around. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But like it was like my whole goal was like, dude, that would be awesome if we could get Bibble on Tosh, you know, and
That'd be so
and
funny.
like Tosh would ask him
Yeah.
questions and he would just sit there because he's a plastic alien, right? Um, and um, I bet we would probably go viral now if we did something like that. But I'm almost 40 years old, and I don't think we were doing this in our early 20s, right? Um, So so we're doing this, and um we go to White Castle because that's like like one of the only few things that are open 24/7 that you can, and so we're all fucked up, and we go to White Castle and we go through the drive-through, and we order our food, and we pull up and we start blaring fucking Men in Black, by Will Smith, right? And so we have Here Comes Men in Black, Galaxy Defenders, right? So
Right.
we got that, and we got fucking Bibble coming out the fucking window of the car. So we pull up, and the person in the drive-thru is like, "What the?" And we got it like all fucking video and shit, dude. It
That's
was fucking
so
hilarious.
funny. That's so funny. The amount of just stupid shit you do, like in, I'm in my 20s. With the stupid shit you and your
Yeah,
boys do in like your late teens, early 20s, it's just that shit is so damn funny.
right. But it is also funny, like, like I'll tell my girlfriend, or I'll tell people like these stories, and they're like, it's fucking stupid. I'm like, no, like it was awesome. Like,
Dude,
she's like, why would you do stuff like that? And I'm like, it was fun. Like, just entertaining
yeah,
ourselves.
just stick around. I remember this one time it was super late, maybe 12:30. Me and my boy were, late night just riding around not doing dick. Um
Hmm.
fucking we passed a steak and shake and there's a big ass like 18 wheeler like next to it and I'm like, "You want a milkshake?" So we fucking pull in and we're at the fucking intercom and she says, "We'll be right with you." And so we're like, "Okay." We're on our phones, just watching little YouTube goofy videos, just not doing nothing. I swear, like 20 minutes goes by. In the cup holder, there's a little wet napkin from wherever. He balls up the napkin, throws it at the intercom. The second that thing fucking touches, "We'll be right with you." And it's and so we just start
I bet it sounded just like that.
dude, for fucking real. And then we just start dying laughing. And about 10 minutes later, she says, "Hey, are y'all ready?" And he says, "Fuck this, we're going to Dairy Queen at like 1 a.m." Dairy Queen not fucking open. And then there was this other time we stopped by this McDonald's by my pops' house, right? And it had to be like 8 o'clock, right? So the line's fucking packed.
Hmm.
We're in the drive-through and we're not thinking about it. We fucking look down. It's like 8:30. We've moved two cars. We're like, "What the fuck is going on?" Well, dude, we get to the intercom, order. We pull up to the first line, the first window to pay. Right, sitting there
Yeah.
chilling. No one's fucking there. No one's at the window. So we're just sitting there chilling. About another 10 minutes goes by. This one lady comes up, opens the window, and then turns around like she heard something and walks away. And we're like, "Yo, what the fuck is going on?" And then, dude, it's like almost 9 o'clock. We've been in the drive-thru for like an hour. He fucking pulls out his phone to just put on his Snapchat story, because Snapchat story back in the day. "We've been
Yeah.
here a fucking hour." And the second he flipped his phone towards the window, so he's like, "No one's here." Fucking the whole village and woodworks come out 4 deep. "Well, y'all taking pictures of us? We've been here for an hour. Have y'all paid?" "No. Y'all weren't even here to take the fucking card to fucking pay." And then we got the best service, aka took the card, swiped it, gave it back, and then we pulled up, immediately gave us our shit. We dipped. I said we should have motherfucking got that shit for
Hell
free.
yeah. Dude, so we used to go, like, like I said, we used to go bar hopping or whatever, and
Yeah.
we would hit up either like Ramshorn was our favorite. We would always go to Ramshorn after because it was open late, 24/7. So we'd go
Mm,
there, after the bar closed at like 2, eat like an early breakfast or
right.
whatever. But we once in a while, we obviously hit a drive-through or whatever. We go to Melvin and I, we go through McDonald's, at like 2:30 in the morning after the bar, right? So we go through, and I order like a 20-piece nugget and a large Coke.
Mm.
He orders a Big Mac meal with a large Coke, whatever. So we get our food and we go home, and it's like, probably 2:45 in the morning. I open my nuggets, and I'm supposed to have a 20-piece, dude. there's fucking 8 nuggets in there, and I'm like, the fuck, dude? Like for real? Like you literally gave me
You
8 fucking nuggets?
you shorted me a dozen.
Right, dude. And like I'm like, cool, bro. So fucking Melvin opens his fucking Big
Don't
Mac.
tell me there's a bite out of it.
No, bro. Maybe even worse. It's
Worse.
a Big Mac with no meat. Like it's everything but the meat. So it's just
What you
three
mean is
patties.
it?
It's 3 fucking patties with a bunch of fucking like condiments and lettuce and shit. Like there's absolutely no meat. And it's too late for us to be like, all right, well, we're gonna go back and like just kind of mark it up as a loss. Another dude, so I was telling my friend Meg this story, and actually she's the same one that was at the Cyndi Lauper concert.
Mm.
Um, so I tell her this, and she's like, "I think I can one up this," and I'm like, "Okay, like
Oh
I'm always
God.
good for if you're in a habitual one upper, it gets annoying, but like if you have a good, okay, I may have you beat on something. I'm like, okay, I can respect it, right?
It's kind of like one of
So
those. Oh, if you say, "Oh, I just won the lottery," I won the lottery like 6 times. I lost all the tickets. Like one of those people, and I'm like,
exactly.
shut the fuck up.
Damn, man. Damn, that sucks for you that you lost all those. Um,
For real.
but so she goes to McDonald's, right? And it's again probably I think she said it was after drinking a little bit. So like she's like, man, I really just crave McDonald's. I just want and she has a really simple order. She says she just orders 2 hamburgers, like plain, just the little straight up hamburgers, and like maybe a small fry or whatever.
Yeah.
So she goes through drive-through, she orders her shit, and she's like, all I wanted was my fucking hamburger, right? Like I could like taste it, my mouth was watering.
I've been waiting on this shit for 4 hours.
Yeah. So she gets home and she notices that there's 2 boxes in there, and usually the hamburgers are just wrapped up, and she's like, oh, like maybe they ran out of paper or something, or just threw them in a box, like a little nugget box, whatever. Yeah. So she fucking opens up the box, dude. Not nuggets, not a hamburger. They fucking gave her 2 cookies. So she had 2 cookies and a fry. And she's like, what the fuck is this? He's like, all I wanted was my fucking hamburger.
Plain. They're like $1.79. You go up there, let me get a cheeseburger, no cheese, no pickles, no ketchup, no onion, just plain. Let me get a hamburger plain. Dude, when I went to England for a month a couple years ago, right? That's what one of my boys ordered. Like cheeseburgers plain, and I'm like, you fucking nut? Like, bro, fucking their McDonald's over there was so good, dude. I'm pigging the fuck out, dude. Cause I'm like, I'm ordering shit that like we back in the day. You remember the snack wraps that are supposed to come back this year? They had like these bigger versions of them that were fucking. Dude, them shits were fucking dope. And then he's back, the ghost.
Yeah, no, man, the fucking ghost, dude.
And fucking when we go to McDonald's, we're putting in our order. Hey, Lewis, what you want? Let me get 2 hamburgers, plain. Well, he said me get 2 hamburgers. I said, you mean cheeseburgers? No, hamburger. What you want on it? Nothing. I'm like, what you mean nothing? He walks over to like, how like at McDonald's they got a little kiosk?
Yeah.
Fucking, he goes, there's a section, plain. And I'm like,
yeah.
You fucking...
Those people are weird, man.
You sicko.
Those people are weird. They're fucking weird,
dude.
Like, you need at least cheese, like if anything.
Dude, you gotta. I said
or condiments.
Nothing. I said so. You just want bun and meat. That's what you want.
You just
bread
want
and meat.
You just want a hamburger patty. Like,
basically,
like that's like if I give a hamburger patty to my dog. Like here you go.
Like bro, what the fuck, dude? I was like, cause once again, I'm from America. We don't get just plain hamburgers, dude.
Oh, yeah.
And once again, it's at the time it was me, Lewis, and Darren. Darren's another bigger dude like me, so we're picking the shit out. And Lewis, he's the odd one out. Let me get a hamburger, plain. I'm like, you sicko. What's wrong with you?
That's insane, man.
What's wrong with you?
That is, yeah. You know what else is wrong is did you see the fucking I'm sure you heard about it or saw about it the Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark thing?
I was watching the game. I'm happy WNBA season's back. This is awesome.
Whatever. I get yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
For all.
If that's your jam, that's your jam. I
Yeah.
like betting on women's college sports, but not
Yeah.
WNBA or whatever.
Hmm.
But the dude,
I saw the flagrant
this
foul. Yeah.
Angel Reese is like she's I don't know what I don't know what word I should use. She's soft. She's SAWFT soft.
I love Angel Reese. I love me some Angel Reese. I think she's awesome.
That, that's,
The
and that's fine, but she like because like I try to be like I tried to be a fan of hers at first because I was like, oh, like this could be a cool rivalry, dude.
mm,
Like she like I don't think she can ball.
yeah,
I think she's super overrated. There's all the clips about like her fucking
missing and grabbing
missing
offensive rebounds, eight in a
yeah,
row and shit like that. Yeah,
yeah,
the
shit like that.
mhm.
And then for the fact that she comes out and is like, oh, we should be paid like the men, and then like she can't even take a hard foul. That was a smart foul on Caitlin Clark's
Oh,
end.
100%.
Like,
And another thing, like when they
how you
called her
play the game.
when they called her flagrant, I was more like example in the 90s, and you remember this. The Bad Boy Pistons. There are things there's fouls, hard fouls, and
Mhm.
flagrants. There's levels to
Yeah,
fouling, and but
right.
back then there's the intimidation factor of I'm a hard foul you. It was a
Yeah.
it was a good foul. I was surprised when they called her flagrant. She swiped down on wrists to forearm
Mhm.
to where I can't get the ball to try and get an and one.
Right.
It's a good foul. And
Yeah.
when Angel Reese got up and was like walking and I was like that was a good hard foul. Now their dynamic, they're going to be linked together due to the comments Angel Reese has made in the past
Right.
and stuff like that. I think it's great.
Right. And I don't know if like she's doing this on purpose to like cause controversy and putting the spotlight on her, but like if this was purely like a basketball standpoint and not like a clickbait thing, like she is soft. Like that foul wasn't even that hard. It shouldn't have been a flagrant. And that's just what you fucking do. You put the person on the line so they have to earn their fucking shit, and you make sure that they can't get an and one. Like,
Right. 100%.
it's not like I played fucking collegiate ball or high level high school ball. Like I played on my varsity team, right? Like, but when I used to play pickup at the park, like if it's game point and you're going up for a layup, I'm straight up bear hugging you.
Dude,
I know that like
I'm finna grab and walk you over here for you to recheck
yes,
up.
yes, and I'll be like, dude, like, I got you. Here you go. Like, and it's a smart fucking play. Like,
Yeah.
you don't want to
The
lose the game on
uh,
an easy. You make them earn it.
yeah.
Make them earn it in the W. Like it was a good hard foul, and for her to like bitch and moan and be completely soft and being like, oh, just taking jabs at fucking Caitlin Clark, if whether you like her professionally, personally, or dislike her, like,
Yeah.
dude,
I think
that proves to me that Caitlin Clark is like, dude,
it's
her basketball IQ is probably next level. Like she is
yeah,
gonna
she's
be the
awesome.
greatest women's basketball player of all time.
She's already third in triple doubles in WNBA history, and she's played 43 games, 41
Yeah,
games.
didn't she drop like 40 something?
She dropped 20, 10, and 10.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Why did I see 40 something somewhere?
it might have been her 40th game. It was like 43
Oh,
or
okay.
something like that. That's once again, that's my fucking guess. No, though, but I think that because once again, this goes all the way back to college, which that is why so for a lot of people that are like, oh, how come there's no more rivalries in the NBA? Well, with the one and done stuff, you don't
Yeah.
see like the Bird and Magic where they're going
Hmm.
against each other in college, and then they go to the NBA and the rivalry's still just right there. Like
Right.
we saw when it was Caitlin Clark against Angel Reese when she was at LSU before
Hmm.
Caitlin Clark like super popped. I mean, she was already there. We saw, her in the tournament get beat by LSU and then get her lick back the very next year. And then in the,
Hmm.
in the WNBA now, with both of them being, second year players, with that being their first games against each other, that's the
Yeah.
that's the rivalry, and that's what a lot of people. That's why a lot of people love sports. That's why a lot of people love the NFL. Like example, you fucking can't stand the NFC North outside of Detroit.
Hmm.
You fucking hate them.
Yeah.
However,
Right.
there's the tension with the games. There's the build-up, the NFC
Yeah.
North battles, Steelers, Baltimore, Steelers, Cincinnati, whoever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
Detroit, literally,
Start hitting. Yeah.
exactly, where there's finally something to gravitate towards in the WNBA. And like example, when Caitlin Clark came in the WNBA last year and all the ratings were up and stuff like that, it's okay, so Caitlin Clark is now she's the next one, because there was Sue Bird and Diana Taurasi, and stuff like that, and Brittany Griner just as a
Caitlin Clark's on a
she's
whole nother
dude
level.
her range just to shoot the ball is ridiculous.
I know, and like there would absolutely be no Angel Reese without Caitlin Clark. Like, I'm sorry, like Angel Reese would be a player.
Yeah, she'd be a
would
nice
not be
player, but
known.
it wouldn't be there would not be the amount of uh media eyes on her. Yeah,
Yeah,
she'd be
100%.
she'd be a
If
nice player. Say what?
people were watching those games for Caitlin Clark. Like the Iowa games were the most highly rated games,
Mm,
especially when they matched up against LSU. But like the only reason I think Angel Reese is somebody is because of her personality, as far as like right place, right time.
mm,
Like if she wasn't matched up against Caitlin Clark, she wouldn't be anyone. Like I don't think she would have the name that she does now. She wouldn't have the followers. She wouldn't have, like, people wouldn't even know who she was. Like,
mm.
because Caitlin Clark fucking changed how people view women's sports and tuned in. And now that's why the ratings already for women's college basketball, the first year that they were where Caitlin Clark was not in college anymore, the ratings dropped significantly.
Yeah, they drop back down. I mean, and once again, it's not like there's still, like your Juju Watkins and Paige Beckers and stuff like that. But yeah, you can see the Caitlin Clark effect, to
Yes.
where she's polarizing. She's a fantastic player. She has an awesome game. Her ability to have people gravitate towards her is awesome, and I do love the rivalry that's going on. Um, I'm pro rivalry and shit talking for
Oh
sports.
yeah.
I'm
Oh my.
I'm so pro. I don't like them and they don't like me, and it's perfectly fine. We can go and dap each other up at the end or pre-game, and we'll go on from there.
Oh my. But like I said, like I just think like I love rivalries too, and like I like the shit talking and all this, but
Right.
like it's just like with this situation, I'm like, dude, like you're like way overreacting on literally like
A hard take
a
foul.
hard foul. Like
That's like
stop being soft.
mhm.
Like man up and fucking beat her then. Like you
when
lost by fucking 40.
when the Knicks were playing Boston just in this past round. What were the I think I said when New York was playing the Knicks. When the Knicks were playing Boston, I might have you said it right the first time, but fuck it. Uh, Boston was fouling Mitchell Robinson. Why? Not a good free throw shooter.
Right. Heck a
And
Shaq.
it's the bingo. That's why you can play Shaq all, like example, if the Lakers back in the day, if they were up 4 with 39 seconds left, I'm gonna take Shaq out
Yep.
for this offensive possession. But yeah, I thought it was a smart foul. I thought it was a good foul. I was surprised it was a flagrant. I'm surprised about the backlash towards it. And Caitlin Clark, in between quarters, they'll have like the 20-second interview.
Yeah.
When she was asked about it, she was saying, "Oh, it was a good foul to put her at the free throw line, and all that jazz." And
Right.
then, from the quotes and comments after the game of Angel Reese saying, when Angel Reese said, "Oh, the refs got it right. It was a basketball play. On to the next thing." It's like I don't
Yeah.
know. I was surprised that it was called a flagrant. I was surprised of the That's kind of now, especially in the newer age of basketball. That's kind of the reaction you would get on a hard foul per se. Like
Right.
you see. When the NBA is in regular season, whenever there's a hard foul or anything slight, what happens? They get up chest to chest and they back up.
Right, right. No, I get that, but like this was not like to me it like as a basketball player, you shouldn't get angry at this foul. Like she like
Yeah, it
it
was
was
a
like Caitlin Clark could have did way worse if she actually wanted to fucking like harm her. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like
Mm.
this was like across the fucking wrist, like you said, forearm, whatever. Didn't allow her to get the fucking shot up.
Yeah.
Like, how can you be angry? Like, how can you be that pissed off and be like, "Fuck you, bitch," and all that? Like,
I
what?
was.
Like,
I,
fucking check yourself, man, before you wreck yourself.
I've seen the amount of people on Twitter like shitting on Angel Reese. Like this is like I think they said Andre Drummond getting mad and beef with Steph Curry. Just just
Yeah,
goofy shit like that. Because once again,
right.
I'm pro Angel Reese. Angel Reese, I think she's a good player. However, yes, for her size in the women's game, it's like you have to be more. Yeah, to be on the level in which you are, not saying comparing yourself, game wise, because once again, they're two different players. They play different positions, X, Y, Z, all that jazz. Um,
Yeah,
if she can develop more around the rim, it would be a more 50-50 side as opposed to like a 90-10 split
right.
amongst fans onto whose side are you on.
Right. No, I just think like I said, when it's all
Yeah,
said and done, Caitlin Clark will be the best women's basketball player we have ever seen.
yeah, she's awesome.
Like,
The only player that might rival that is Juju Watkins, and she's at USC, and she's coming off, her
mm,
torn, what was it, ACL, MCL? Was she tore up her knee in the tournament? I don't remember.
I
Yeah,
I have no idea.
she's awesome, and once again, I don't think Paige Beckers will be better than Caitlin Clark, but that's another name that when not saying that Caitlin Clark wasn't a good player, then when Paige Beckers tore her knee up, that was when Caitlin Clark really started to rise and shine. Because before then,
Yeah,
it was Paige, and now Juju's coming up. So,
right.
I'm still
Yeah,
happy that
she
the WNBA season's, in full circle. Because once again, if it's got a ball, a puck, a stick, a dart, whatever, I gotta watch it. And another thing, it's a basketball, and I'm a fan of basketball.
yeah. No, I hear you. But
Hmm.
yeah, I'll bet on the women's college, but I don't pay attention to the W. Sometimes I'll if Caitlin Clark's playing, maybe I'll flip it on to see the score and
Yeah.
watch 2 minutes of it while something's on commercial. But I'm not going to tune in to that. It doesn't interest me at all.
Speaking of sports betting, you had an interesting article over the weekend on
Dude,
New Leaf
I
News.
did, man.
Yeah,
I did.
talking about sports betting.
Yeah, man. So, obviously we're both huge gamblers, right? And I have no problem with sports betting. Like, obviously, I love playing blackjack. I love, dude, like I said in the article, man, go, if you go read it, I have bet on, what color car is coming down the street next, right? Me and my friends, we were just or we'll be at the bowling alley and we'll be like, all right, I'll bet you $1 that the random bowler on lane 40, bowler number 3 is gonna throw a strike next time. We'd walk down the fucking alley,
Yeah.
check to see, and so no stranger of gambling at all, right?
Hmm.
My issue is, and I think I brought up a good question, is with all these sports betting ads. I mean, whether you're flipping through channels and you're just watching regular programming or you're watching sports. It's even worse with sports, but like even if you're watching just regular programming, it
Hmm.
seems like almost, 1 out of 6 or 7 commercials is for either, FanDuel, DraftKings, BetMGM, insert fucking, you know, um sports book here, right?
Hmm.
I'm not sure if because you're in Georgia,
Yeah.
and is it legal there? It's not legal there.
Sports books are not outside of Bovada. Now you are allowed to,
Yeah.
use DFS, so like Prize Picks, Underdog Fantasy, Sleeper, stuff like that. Those
Okay,
are
so
legal.
you get a lot of commercials for those things.
Oh, dude, Prize Picks is everywhere.
Okay. All right.
Especially with your social media influencers. Like example, they paid Sketch, Drewski to be in a lot of commercials and stuff too.
Yeah.
So those commercials are on a lot. And once
So
again,
yeah.
even though it's not legal here, I still see FanDuel, DraftKings, BetMGM, and all that jazz.
So you still see, okay,
100%.
that was one of my questions because I'm in Michigan where it is legal,
Mm,
so we have there's literally probably 50 sports books that you can fucking go
yeah.
through, dude, and they all have their promotions and blah 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 blah. And like I said, man, love gambling. It's getting to like it almost got to a point where like it was hard to watch a game without having some kind of action on it. And not that I have a problem, but I only do, I gamble responsibly. It's just a hobby of mine, right?
Mm.
One of my vices. Um, so the article is about, you know, between the ads on just, flipping regular TV, it's probably like I said, 1 out of 6 or 7. When you're watching a game, that number obviously goes up because they know you're watching an athletics or sports or whatever you want to call it,
Mm.
and there's action going on. You can live bet now with the apps and things like that. I think that advertisement has probably gone up to about every third advertisement is something for MGM or whatever.
Mm.
And like you said, they get influencers, they get, Jamie Foxx, they get Kevin Hart to do this.
LeBron's
Dude,
been on a couple DraftKings commercials.
right, get your bag, fam. Fucking get your money for doing these commercials. That's cool. Like, do what you need to do.
Mm.
My issue is when I'm watching a game and they have live odds,
Mm.
and things like that, and popping up on the screen behind, the batter, like on the walls, all this shit, dude. Like, isn't society and shit kind of grooming kids to become addicted to gambling? Like, it's like, when you're a kid, that's when you fall in love with sports.
Mm.
Like, you figure out your favorite team. You have your favorite athletes. You look up to them. You inspire to be them. You wear their jerseys. You start playing and learning the sport and getting better and playing for your school team, your travel team, blah 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 blah. And you look up to these dudes. It's getting almost to the point where it's unwatchable because you're like, oh man, well, the Knicks are up by 15. The live spread is plus 13 and a half. Like, a 10-year-old kid shouldn't know what a fucking spread is unless he asks his father, and
Right.
and shit like that. And it's getting to a point where, like, gambling addiction is a real fucking thing. Like, that's
Mm.
why they have the number on there. That's why you get the high from the chase and you got one more leg on your parlay or you're about to hit something and you get that feeling, and it's an addicted feeling.
Yeah.
So, if you're teaching these kids at such a young age that are watching these sports, that like it's these sports betting is just thrown in your fucking face. If you want to sports gamble, just like if you want to gamble in real life without these apps, you know where a casino is, you know where a poker hall is, you can find these things, just like a smoker can find cigarettes. Like,
Yeah.
I compared it to that, like, as far as like, can we get to a point where, we don't publicly advertise this? Just like, is weed legal in your
No.
state? So it's legal here, and every fucking billboard is fucking weed. Like, I'm like, dude, like, if you're gonna go smoke weed, and I condone that too. I take edibles, I smoke, whatever. You'll be able to find it if you want it. You don't have to fucking advertise it everywhere.
Yeah.
Like,
100%.
it's like it's teaching these kids these bad habits at an early age,
Mm.
and then it's like of course it's accepted. I'm not telling you that, but like it's
Yeah.
like, you know, we're getting into a spot where we're grooming these kids to learn to gamble before the age of 21 and pushing it down their throat,
Mm.
and you can't even enjoy a game if you're a non-gambler because it's all in your face.
Yeah, the especially with how much money is involved with across all sports books, the
Hmm.
eventuality, because it's going to happen. Sports betting will be legal in all 50 states.
Yep.
It will eventually happen. There's too much money involved for it not to be. That is
Right.
that's where it's very that's where we're really gonna see how much addiction goes on, because there's
Hmm.
people that, once again, I have friends in other states where I'm like, oh, put 5 on the Lakers for me, or oh,
Yeah.
put 10 on this for me real quick. There's
Right.
just it's one of those, just like you said, for you don't see advertisements for Marlboro for their
Right.
cigarettes or anything like that.
I,
Dude, continue.
I think it came out in the 90s, that was it Marlboro? I think it was Marlboro's like CEO finally admitted that nicotine was addictive. And
Well, yeah, they don't want to
you
tell you
know,
all the bad shit for it.
right.
They're
And they
expecting you to read on the pack may cause cancer.
right. And I think it happened in the 90s where they could no longer publicly advertise. And I'm curious if that gambling is going to get to that point too. And my brother made a good point too, as far as even like alcohol. Like if you want to drink, you don't need the ads. Like you know, I'm sure they help a little bit. I'm sure subconsciously they're like, "Oh man, Miller Lite, that sounds good. Like let me go get a six pack, whatever."
Mm,
I'm sure that plays in a little bit because, obviously advertisers wouldn't do that if it didn't, right?
right.
And they're probably much smarter than me and know how the human mind works and all this shit. But the thing is if you want that product, people that want that product are gonna be able to find it.
Mm.
Just like, when sports betting wasn't legal here, people still did it. They
Oh,
could find it.
you
So,
can find you a bookie or somebody. Oh,
yeah,
I know a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy that's a bookie. Like
right.
it's not as unaccessible when how last week we were talking about, like Utah, how it's dry. You can find you something somewhere if you need it.
Right.
Need it.
Yeah, 100%. And I was using Bovada for a couple years before it became legal here,
Mm.
and stuff like that. And like I said, I didn't need all these fucking advertisements to find it. I could watch a game. There was no live spread. And for the fact that like guys like Draymond Green say in a game, oh, the spread is 5.5, and they're it's the score's at 6 right now. For him to get fined, it wasn't like for him, it's not a
It's
big fine. It's $50,000 or
right.
whatever it was. So for him, it's
100.
one game salary, right?
Yeah.
So, but the thing is he can't say that, but fucking Stan Van Gundy can say that, or the
The
sideline person can say that,
mhm.
or DraftKings can be all over the floor, or even on their jerseys. You might as well have DraftKings on your jersey.
Mhm.
But Draymond Green saying, "Oh, the spread is five. It was 5.5, wasn't it?" Then he gets fined. Same thing with like Pete Rose now. I mean, now he's gone, but like he was pretty much banned from the MLB for
Yeah.
something that's so accepted now. And obviously he was gambling on his team and stuff. So yeah, I get there's a little bit of a, you know, okay, slap on the wrist. You shouldn't be doing it. Jamison Williams did the same. He was gambling on a team's facility or some shit
Yeah,
like on the premise.
he
Uh,
was gambling at team facility, yeah, or whatever it was.
like
Or like the Calvin
you
Ridley
know,
stuff.
yeah. So I mean, it's like you promote this shit, you force it down our throats, yet you penalize your own players for doing things. And I get they have fucking contracts and they have rules and regulations and shit like that, and they don't want, the integrity of the game, and I get that. But how are you gonna, you know, again, we'll go back to the Draymond Green thing because he literally spoke words
Mhm.
about it, just like a fucking commentator would.
Yeah.
I can't watch a Tigers game without my man Johnny Kane coming on and being like, "Oh, your live odds for our pregame parlay,
Yeah.
are moving up. We just need a hit from Riley Green." Like, dude,
It's
and then
it
you're gonna,
mhm.
you know,
It's so interesting you brought it up because the Eastern Conference Finals are on TNT. Every game on TNT. What was the live spread before tip off? What is it
yeah,
now? That'll
yeah,
happen maybe twice a game.
yep,
The
yep,
and the amount of, like you said, the promos, and once again, let's not treat the players like they're blind. They fucking know it.
right,
They know it. The ability that, oh, they can't just Google, oh, I'm just curious, what's the live spread for this game?
yeah, hundred
Or
percent, dude, 100%.
or for the Draymond Green stuff, it's not even like he could have, once again, devil's advocate, whatever. He could have been joking about it. I bet the spread was 6.5, and that's why they put Bro back in. Whatever,
Right,
you know.
right, yeah, 100%, dude. Like and for the fact, like I said, man, it would be different if they didn't shove it down your fucking face. But they're making millions and millions of dollars with these sponsorships, and like you're like, dude, like, come on, man, like, really, like, this makes no fucking sense. Like, it doesn't at all.
Whenever I see a DraftKings ad, official sports book of the NBA,
Yeah,
you're gonna
right,
tell me there's no correlation, like something
right.
somewhere. If you're an official, like example, what's the one with the NFL? Isn't it FanDuel?
I think so. Yeah.
Once again, FanDuel, the official sports book of
Mhm.
the NFL. So it's like,
Right.
oh, so the leagues can partner, but you're penalizing players
Yeah.
and coaches and stuff like that for it.
Right.
I'm right there with you, dude.
That
It's
makes a lot of sense, right?
yeah, it's over my fucking head.
We're not. I guess we're just too unga bunga to you know.
Once again, with the amount of money that's involved, I get it 150%.
Oh yeah, I know. You know,
That's
cash rules everything around me.
dude,
Dream, get your money. Dollar
dude,
dollar bill, y'all. Wu-Tang.
for real. That's why I can't wait to see, because you can look it up now how much money was spent on sports betting this past year.
Mhm.
I can't wait till
Yeah.
it's legal in all 50 states. Then we're really gonna see.
Yeah, and 100%, dude, the ads are just gonna get amped up even more. I mean, I think fucking what's his name? Charlie Batch, I think, has a fucking sports book. Like, it's I'm like, dude, like, I guess if you have, a little bit of startup cash, you can get one.
Yeah,
They're not in the desert they don't tear them down, they just build them up, dude. Like,
right,
unless they're renovating. So it's
for real.
they're obviously making money.
Hmm.
But yeah, dude, it doesn't have to flash all over the fucking screen. Um, like I said, like, before the game, after the game, it is what it is.
Not during
Commercials,
the
it is
game.
what it is. During the game, dude, like, it's yeah, and I'm curious if non betters, like, I wonder if that bothers them at all. Like, that it is all over the place.
I was gonna say, because I'm for every tag or whatever they have, like the if you have a gambling addiction and you feel that way, gamble,
Mhm.
dial 1-800 gamble or whatever. They have like the little tag on the bottom of all like their pictures and stuff
Yeah,
like that. It to your point, it's really interesting to see, like, for a non-sports better, and maybe they just don't give a fuck. Maybe they just don't care because, like, oh, it's just another commercial.
yeah,
Or what if, oh, I bet $50 now, get 150 in bonus bets. Let me try it out.
right.
And then I think I sent you a video on Instagram where it's like, me and bro, how much are you taking to the casino, bro? And
Hmm.
he's literally driving his fucking house to the casino. And it's like that. Sometimes I was gonna say that's how it fucking started for me. One of my boys was like, oh, I just started using this app, Prize Picks. See if it's legal in
Hmm.
your state and use my referral. And it's sports betting because he knew I was a big sports. I'm like, sports betting. I get it.
Yeah.
I get behind that.
Right.
And look at me
And
now.
yeah, and like, I for my 21st birthday, man, my brother took me to Vegas. And I've been back probably 6 or 7 times since,
Mm,
and so I'm not a stranger to gambling. I love playing blackjack, and like when I was in Vegas before, I knew about like the sports books, or even like if they were, before they were even possible on your phone. Um, I enjoyed going to Vegas to bet on sports, like, but that's the only place I could do it unless I found a bookie.
right.
And at that time I didn't have I never had like a bookie, but I enjoyed it when I was in Vegas, and when one of my buddies discovered Bovada a few years ago, and I started, I was like, oh, like, I was making pretty good money at the time, and I was like, I like I said, I enjoyed doing it. Like, let me see, how it goes, and if I watch a game, like, I'd like to be able to root for something, as an
Mm.
adult, because once you start getting older than the players that you're watching, it kind of loses its mystique and its like
Who
value, I guess. You'll get there one day. I think it
who
happens to everyone.
who is the player like that when they got drafted or retired or that you're like, damn, I'm officially I'm unk status now.
So for my brother, it was Shaq. My because my brother was 14, I think, when Shaq came into the league.
Hmm.
Mine was probably Kobe.
When he retired?
Um, yeah,
Yeah. Like, damn,
because I'm like,
I just watched
fuck,
him for
dude.
20 years.
Yeah,
I
I'm
watched him
like,
grow
shit,
up.
dude. Like, I was, um, he was drafted in what, 97?
Yeah.
I was 10. Like, and and then when he retired, I'm 30, and I'm like, fuck, dude, and I'm like, shit, I'm older than fucking, um, you know, Jason Tate, whoever was fucking
Yeah.
coming in the league at the time, Jason Tatum, fucking,
It just happened to it just happened to one of my boys like last year. He was like, "Yo, Wimby's like fucking 20 and I'm 23. Like, what the fuck am I doing?"
yeah,
Or like they're for me, when Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields got drafted, because they grew up like at max like an hour away, and they played high school ball like an hour away from me. And when they got
yeah,
drafted, because once again, if you're in the area, you fucking hear about it. Oh, there's this kid who's getting recruited by everyone. Supposed to be number one recruit coming out. I'm like, oh, I want to go see that. And then
mhm,
you go, and then you're like, okay, goes to Clemson, freshman national championship, and then he got drafted. And I'm like, oh fuck, I watched him, but did not grow up with me, but I watched him in high school. I watched
yeah,
him in college, and now I watched him in the NFL.
right, yeah. I mean, I'm only, I think, 2 years, 2 or 3 years younger than LeBron.
Yeah.
I mean, he got drafted in '03, and I
Mm.
graduated in '05. Like, I mean, that'll be another one. Like, I'll be like, holy shit, dude! Like, he's out of the league already. Fucking,
It, it, yeah.
and in a couple of years, when I hit 40, like I'm gonna be 38, in here in a month and a half. Um, when I hit 40, dude, like I'm going to be older than most professional athletes, like 99% of them. Like, and that's when, like I said, man, I don't know if like older people can pull off like wearing jerseys and shit. I got a lot of like the the t-shirt like I went through a period of time where I got like Vlad Guerrero Jr. I got Ken Griffey Jr. one. I got
Yeah.
Gary Sheffield
All
one.
the
I got
all the legends.
Fernando Tatis Jr. Um, I had a fucking Scooble one before Scooble was cool. When him and Casey Mize were both like rookies, I was like,
Yeah.
Scooble's gonna be the man, dude. And so I got a Scooble shit, and everyone was on Casey Mize, and I was like, nah, man, I'm getting Scooble. And then I got fucking bleach on it, and I'm like, motherfucker, dude. So
Right.
I didn't wear that one anymore. But yeah, to me, like it gets to a point where like I don't really wear them too much anymore. But like
Hmm.
I'm like I don't know if I should feel weird wearing some other dude's fucking name on my back when I'm almost 40 years old.
Right. I was gonna say, because you're obviously still gonna wear like your shirts and your hoodies and your t-shirts and all
Hmm.
that jazz. But I I don't know. I just, to me, it's a jersey. Who gives a shit? You're a fan of the team slash player. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, I got my like I got my Steelers jerseys and stuff in the closet, and there's a couple jackets and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Yeah, though. But I don't. I saw a lot of stuff on the internet. It's like that brought up your point where it's like, really, another grown man's name on your back? Like, shut the fuck up, dude. You fucking nerd.
Right. No, it just like I said, like man, it gets different when you start becoming older than the players. Like I now more so respect like jerseys with no names on them. Like especially with the player movement now
Hmm.
that like you could literally get a jersey and the guy could be traded at the deadline. I mean, like you probably should have a little bit more knowledge, but like Luca, I mean, like no one saw
Yeah, for
that
all your
coming. And
dude, for real. I
imagine
saw,
buying a Luka jersey like 2 days before, and you're
dude,
like,
for real.
"Fuck, dude, are you kidding me?"
I remember seeing, to bring back up ads. I remember for it was might have been NFL NBA, like their shop.com. There was an
Hmm.
ad, and one of the promos they were doing, I don't know if they still do, but it was like jersey insurance, where
That's in,
if they
that
get
was NBA.
if they get traded, send your
Yeah,
shit in, they'll send you an updated one.
yeah, that was the NBA.
Yeah,
I remember.
it's so funny.
But yeah, man, I think that kind of wraps us up for today. Yeah, check out my article about sports betting if you know want to read the whole thing. It's over
Mm.
at newleafnews.com or .network. Both of them will take you to the same great site. We have daily content. We had some NASCAR coverage yesterday. Um, we're obviously on YouTube. If you're watching us live right now, please subscribe, like. If you have a topic that you want us to discuss, let us know, comment, message us on Instagram, Facebook, X at New Leaf News. Check out my other show at 64-Bit Legends. We're on podcasts where podcasts are hosted everywhere. We are on. We should have our 100 and maybe sixth episode dropping soon. Um, what else? Check me out at Bobby Caboose, Instagram, X, at Lawson underscore 1226. That is his birthday, so you have about 7 months to figure out a gift for him. He'll send you a P.O. box and he'll say, he'll send you a thank you letter, personalized thank you letter, for every gift that he receives. So make it tons so he has to write a lot. Um, Other than that, check us out Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays, 7:30 to usually around 8:30. Sometimes we hit up on a Tuesday or Thursday. We'll let you know though if we have to ever postpone anything. If you
Mm.
can't make it during that, we always post our shit on YouTube anyway. So check us out. Like I said, subscribe, subscribe to the website, and check us out, man. And Lawson, if you want to take us out, I'm done rambling.
Wonderful. As always, for New Leaf News and the Legends Clubhouse, I'm Lawson Turner. That's Bobby Caboose, and we will see you beautiful people Wednesday morning at 7:30. And we hope you guys enjoy your Monday. And if we don't see y'all tomorrow, which probably won't, we will see you guys, like I said, on Wednesday. And we hope you enjoy your Tuesday as well. Until then,